Assalamu alaikum YouTube, this is Said Mirza. In this video we will be going over the Arabic root structure, and we'll also be looking at some variations of words in chapter 1 of the Quran, and we will also be building our knowledge of the pronunciation of the Arabic alphabet, God willing. Let's proceed. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do the pronunciation again, and this table is available online. The link is provided below. I will be repeating the alphabet 3 times so you can get a better idea of how it is pronounced. First letter is Alif, Alif, Alif. Next is Ba, Ba, Ba. Next is Ta, Ta, Ta. Next is Ta, Ta, Ta. Next is Jim, Jim, Jim. Next is Ha, Ha, Ha. Next is Kha, Kha, Kha. Next is Dal, Dal, Dal. Next is Zal, Zal, Zal. Next is Ra, Ra, Ra. Next is Za, Za, Za. Next is Seen, Seen, Seen. Next is Sheen, Sheen, Sheen. Next is Swad, Swad, Swad. Going back up. Next is Dwad, Dwad, Dwad. Next is Ta, Ta, Ta. Next is Dra, Dra, Dra. Next is Ain, Ain, Ain. Next is Ra, Ra, Ra. Next is Fa, Fa, Fa. Next is Qaf, Qaf, Qaf. Next is Kaf, Kaf, Kaf. Next is Lam, Lam, Lam. Next is Meme, Meme, Meme. Next is Noon, Noon, Noon. Next is Ha, Ha, Ha. Next is Wow, Wow, Wow. Next is Ya, Ya, Ya. Alright, let's proceed on to chapter 1, verse 2. Let's recite this first. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. And what we have here is we have Alif, Lam, Ha, Mim, Dal. And remember, the Lam here is hidden because of the Shadda. So it's 3 Lams here. Lam, Lam, and then the Shadda has another Lam, Ha. And then the next one is Ra, and then Ba. Again, the Shadda hides another Ba, so it's 2 Bas. Alif, Lam, Ain, Alif, Lam, Mim, Ya, Noon. Now, Brother Sam Garen's translation is used throughout this course, which can be downloaded for free at his website, Qur'anite.com. You can also buy his book from Amazon or from his website. The book is called The Quran, A Complete Revelation. Now, Brother Gans translates this as: Praise belongs to God, the Lord of all mankind. Its literal translation is color coded here. Alhamdu is the praise. Lillahi is to God. Rab is Lord. Al Alamin is the worlds. So we're going to take the first word here, Alhamd. Again, Alif, Lam, Ha, Mim, Dal. The transliteration is also available for you. If you get stuck on the letters, you can go back up and look at the table and find out what letters correspond with these Romanized letters here. Now, what I want to talk about is roots. And roots, the way roots work in Arabic is a very is a is a fantastic idea, because what it does is that it helps preserve the meanings of the words in the Quran via a central idea or a central um, meaning. Now, in this context, let's look at alhamd. Okay, we already determined that alif lam means the, and so we have the next three letters ha mim dal, and so these comprise the root. Okay, root is usually three letters. Sometimes it's four, but mostly it's three. So it's a good idea to just think about root as these sort of three letters that come together to form a specific idea or meaning. Hamim Dal is joined together to form Hamd, which is written like this. But what it is that these are specific letters that form a root. Now, the root meaning is available it can be pulled from various dictionaries. We'll get into that. But this one we pulled from this website called studyquran.co.uk /prlonline.htm. This is a great website for those who are beginning to start to learn Arabic, because what they've done is then they've gone through the Quran and they've pulled out all the words um, which comprise a root, and they put it in into this website, and then you can search specific roots to find out what that means, and you can study more about roots and how they're being used, etc., on the website itself. I will put a link of this website on the drop down box below, but let's concentrate on the root ha mim dal, which comprises the word hamd. Okay, so we have here, up here we have the letter ha. Click on that, and brings us down here, and then obviously now it's alphabetically sorted by English, so we have the first letter ha, and then we're looking for meme here and then dal here, right? So meme would be M in English, so we go down. um, all right, here we go. Ha meme dal, and basically means to praise or eulogize or commend someone, speak well of someone, mention someone with approbation, approve of a thing, recompense, pay someone his due. Anyway, the core meaning is praising, is and it's used in the Quran for God quite a bit, this word hamd. And this also gives you the various verses where this root occurs, and you can look this up at your own leisure. And he's also given you Lane's lexicon. This is Edward Lane. It's an authoritative dictionary on in the Arabic language. He's given you direct links to that, and I think this one's another one that he's using. Anyway, I think this is a good starting point for those who are interested in how roots work and what the roots mean. Um, Obviously this is not 100% done. He's there, I think they're at 93%, but anyway, this will give you a good starting point. Now, coming back here, we have the root meanings, which can be derived in two ways. We have the dictionaries, the Lane's lexicon, the Hans Words dictionary is another one that's pretty popular, and then the other method is to analyze all the roots across the Quran. For that, uh, basically, what you would do is you would look for all words that comprise this root. So you would have alhamd, you would have bihamd, you would have uh, Hamidun, all these are comprising the root Hamim Dal. So what you would do is you would pull all these words and you would look at the context to figure out what that word means. And that's one of the key ideas behind the pantextual hermeneutical method, which Brother Garens pioneered and uses his translation of the Quran, because what that allows you to do is to basically restore the meanings of specific roots that have been corrupted over time, like salat, which is from the root swat lam waw, and zakat and sajda, which is from the root sin jim dal. So it's a very powerful technique. Anyway, coming down here, we have we're gonna continue on with the next what well, we're gonna skip lillah because that just means to God, so we don't have to really get into details in that. There's no other way to break it down. We're gonna come to rub. Okay, now rub, as I mentioned, is has the shadda. This is the crown at the top, so it's actually three letters, because right now we only have two letters here. So you would think, how are we going to get the root for this? Well, it's actually three letters. The shadda is hiding it. So now the root is ra, ba, ba. And meaning is Lord, but it's a title. So the Lord is appropriate as well. Now here we have the meaning for this specific root. And this is pulled from that studyquran.co.uk. Okay, Ra, ba, ba, to be a Lord and Master, collect, possess, owner, rule. um it goes on and on. Fine. What it is basically means someone who sustains you, who nurtures you, who provides for you, who owns you. Basically, he's your master. Oh, and God is our Rabb in that aspect. Now, coming down here, what we're going to be doing going forward is that I'm going to be using different variations on that root, and to give you to basically, we're going to start expanding our vocabulary of the Arabic language, and we're going to look at different words. So the first one I want to look at is Rabbihim. This is used in the Quran extensively, and it's pronounced as Rabbihim. You can call Rabbihim, Rabbuhum. Again, it doesn't make any difference. We're interested in the meaning of the words. And we have here Ra, Ba, and then the other Ba, okay, because of the Shadda, Ha, Mim. And here's the breakdown for this. And we already determined that Rab means Lord, and home or him means there, okay? So this one always means there. Next one is Rabkum, Ra, Ba, Ba, Kaf, Mim. Okay, and this is the breakdown here is Rab is separate and Kum. Kum means your. Okay, the color coding helps you identify what these individual sets of characters mean. So we're gonna see that this Kum, wherever it's used, doesn't have to be Rab, it could be something else. Um, and we'll get into that. But basically, this is how Arabic works. You're combining these sets of characters together to form basically sentences. Um, they're not they're joined together, so it seems like it's one word, but it's actually one word or two words or three words that are joined together. Next one is Rabbana. Okay, now this is Ra, Ba, Ba, Noon, Alif, and the Na part of it means our, so our Lord. Going forward, we have Rabbihi. Ra, ba, ba, ha. The ra, ba, ba, this part comprises the root, Lord, which gives the meaning Lord, and then ha means his. Moving forward, we have al-alamin. And Brother Garen is translating this as praise belongs to God, the Lord of all mankind. Okay? And the literal translation is the worlds. Okay. Now, again, so we have to identify what the root is. Okay, so alif lam ain, alif lam mim ya noon. Okay, I broke it down here. You have the alif here, the lam, ain, alif, lam, mim, ya noon. This is a little more complicated than the ones we've looked at before, because here the root is actually just ayn lam mim. The alif is kind of superfluous. We're not gonna worry about this. The alif lam piece is just means da, and ya noon, this piece means it's a plural. Okay. Now how would you know this, that this is the root ayn lam mim? Honestly, this just takes practice and experience. As you encounter the words again and again, you'll get a feel of what the root should be. I will be going over another website. I don't want to bring it in right now, but that website will help you see what the roots are for different words. Because this work has already been done. The roots, we know what the roots are for each specific word, so it's not like we're reinventing the wheel. So, but for at the moment, just think of this as you know that this has been broken down into basically three separate pieces. You have the, and then you have ya noon, which signifies it's a plural, and then ain lam mim is the root. And the root for ain lam mim, I haven't put it in here, but basically Ain Lam Mim means some knows knowledge, ilm. That's what knowledge mean. Ilm is knowledge. So Ain Lam Mim, it's variously translated as the worlds, mankind, the realms, all that is known. Again, it's difficult to get a precise meaning of this word, but it encompasses everything that is known. Ain Lam Mim, knowledge. Okay, now here you have the breakdown, the, and then Ain Lam Mim, mankind, or the worlds. It's a plural. Okay, that's the important part. This Ya Nun means it's a plural, so just keep that in mind. Next one is Maliki Yawmiddin, and Mim, Alif, Lam, Kaf, Ya, Wow, Mim, Alif, Lam, Dal, and then another Dal, Ya, Nun. Okay. And Brother Grant translates that is that master of the day of judgment. And the literal translation is master, day, the religion. The color coding is off here. This should be purple. Master, Malik, Yom is day, Ad-Din, the religion. Okay, coming down to Malik, which is translated as master. Now here the root is Mim, Lam, Kaf. And you can look up what this root is, what the root meaning is in that website studyquran.co.uk. Anyway, we'll move on to Yom. This is where it starts getting interesting. You have here, these are just three letters, so we know that these all comprise the root, and yeah, that's the root, Ya Wal Mim, which means stay. Now we're gonna see the variations on this. Okay, this one is Wa al Yom. Okay, Wow, Alif, Lam, Ya, Wow, Mim. I've broken it down. Okay, so you have Wa al Yom, and Wa always means and. We looked at this in the lesson one. Wa is and. Alif, Lam, Al, it's the, and Yom is day. So we have and the day. Coming down here, you have ayaman. This is a plural. Okay, this is it's one of the ways that plurals can be defined. This that we had we seen the plural here, yanun. This is one way where we can just add yanun at the end of a letter, at the end of the word, sorry, and it'll become a plural. The other way is that this is a plural in itself, ayam. A yom is the singular and a yam is the plural. Okay, and this is just the way it is. It is something you're gonna have to learn. We broke it down for you. Alif, ya, ya, alif, mim. Now, interestingly, you'll see that in this breakdown, you don't have wow, and wow is one of the components of the root. So if you were trying to figure out the root for this, it'd be difficult because you don't have that letter. You don't have wow in this. Again, this is where the website that I will share with you later comes handy, because that'll just give you the root for ayam as ya wow mim. Anyway, this means days. Going forward, we have yom him, ya wow mim ha mim. Okay, I've broken it down. Yom is the root, day, and hum or him, it means there. Okay, their day, Yom him. Coming down, we have Adin, Alif Lam, Dal, Ya, Noon, Alif Lam, Da, Deen, judgment slash doctrine slash religion. Um, this is a root, and you can look up the meanings. You can look up the meaning of this root in that website, and that's why you're gonna see various translations on this. Coming down here, we have Dini. Okay, Dal, Ya, Noon, Ya. So you see how this root, we're just basically adding a Ya at the end of it, and it becomes Dini, and it becomes my doctrine. When you add a Ya at the end, it becomes my. Next one is Lit Din. We added a Lam, and then there's another. This Lam is the Lam here. Lam, Dal, Ya, Noon. Okay, Lit Din. Okay, now you see how this is interesting because we basically removed the alif and we added a lam, okay, and the rest stays the same. But what happened was this alif lam here is still retained. The is still retained here. The, okay. Or the addition of this lam at the beginning gives you that too. This is similar to lillah. Remember, in lesson one we had alif, lam, lam, and then we had the shadda at the top, the shadda here, and then the ha. I suggest you review that one again because what was happening in there was we had Allah, which was being translated as God, and then we removed the alif and we put a lam at the beginning, so it became lillah, and so that became to God. And that's the same process here. We took the alif out, we put a lam at the beginning, and uh, the alif lam retained the meaning alif lam the, and then the lam here at the beginning became to, so to the doctrine or to the judgment or to the religion, whatever you want to go with. Now we're going to add two words together. um, Deen il mulk. Deen, if you want to be precise, it would be deenil maliki. Dini al maliki, okay. But honestly, it doesn't make any difference how you pronounce this. What matters is the meaning, okay? Deen, doctrine, religion. Green. Al Malik, the king. This is in lesson one as well, where it says, pray, that God is Maliki Yawmiddin, okay? Maliki Yawmiddin, and that one was Master Yom, day, and Deen, religion. I think it's in here as well. Okay, yeah, Malik Yawmiddin. So you see how it's being placed here. I just took the Malik and I put it at the end. Um, so we had Deen al Mulk. So doctrine, the king. Now, this why I'm saying this is because this is used in somewhere else in the Quran, and there it means doctrine of the king, as in this is in the story of Yusuf, where he is his brother is accused of stealing, and his brother is being kept captive. They take his brother, and the Yusuf says that that in the doctrine of the king, Din al Mulk, we have to take the person captive who steals. Anyway, we'll look into these things later on in more detail. Going forward, we have Bi Dinikum, and then I broken this down into Ba, Dal, Ya, Noon, Kaf, Mim. Okay, and if you remember, this Kum was we had earlier as well. I gave you one of the examples here. If I can find it, there you go. Rabbikim. Okay, so kum was your. Okay, so that's what we're seeing here too. Kum is your, green. Okay, ba at the beginning means with, as in the lesson one we had Bismillah, ba, and ba in that was with name, Bism. Here ba is again with, and then deen we already determined means religion, doctrine, and kum means yours. So with your doctrine. Okay, we're in verse 5 now. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Brother Gans translates this as thee alone will we serve, and from thee alone will we seek help. And the literal translation is available here as well. Let's get down to the separate words here. Okay, iyaka. I broke it down. Alif, ya, alif, kaf. Now, this one, it's one of those things where this is a pattern you're gonna see. So you're better off just learning it. There's no point in trying to analyze the roots for this, or what the separate letters mean. This you're gonna see a lot, but and it always means the. And again, going back to lesson one, the means that it's a singular reference, and you means it's a multiple reference. So if there's just me and you, and I'm speaking to you, I will use the word thee. But if it's you, me, and another person, and I'm speaking to all of you, then it will be you. Okay, now coming down here, we have iyakum. Okay, alif, ya, alif, kaf, mim. Kum, already we figured out that this is the you component. So iyakum, it means you as in all of you. Okay, iyaka, just you alone, thee. Iyahu. Okay, alif, ya, because of the shadda, alif, ha. This one is a Yahoo, which means him, because this ha it references a third person, his. Okay, his. Let's see, we saw this ha in the earlier part of this presentation. Rabbihi, his. Okay, him, his, third person. That's why here we have Yahoo, him. Okay. Wa iyai. I added y at the beginning just to um, make it a little bit more challenging. Wa means and. Alif, ya, alif, that we know just is referencing. And ya means me. Okay. Wa iyai and me. Okay. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Going forward, we have na'budu, noon, ain, ba, dal. Noon is separate. Abad, that's the root. It means serve. Sometimes they translate it as worship, which is incorrect. And we know it's incorrect because um, if you go to all the instances of the Quran where this root is used, you'll see that worship doesn't make any sense. Because on the day of judgment, uh, those people who denied, they will um, say we abad the shaitan, we worship we serve the shaitan. We worship the shaitan doesn't make any sense because no one is worshiping shaitan. At least we don't see anyone worshiping shaitan. But we do serve our vain desires, our fantasies. We do serve the um, our appetites. So that's what is referring to abad. Anyway, coming down here, we have we serve. Noon always means we. Okay. Noon at the beginning means we. Coming down here, we have ya'budu. Ya, ain, ba, dal. Ya'budu, serve. And even third person serve. This is the default wording, by the way. Usually you're gonna see ya at the beginning and you're gonna have the root. Okay? Because this is a third person. The default, if you wanna call it, like is for example in English we have man. If it's just man, the word man, what does that mean? It means we're referring to it in a third person, man. So it's the same here. If it's ya'budu, it means you know served, third person, serve. And we'll get into more of how this third person, first person, and second person works. But this is the simplest rendering, ya'budu. Okay. Now we have ta'budun. Ta, ain, ba, dal, waw, noon. Ta at the beginning signifies you, plural, okay? And then waw noon at the end means it's a plural, okay? It's many people, ta'budu. Now, here there's two different renderings. There's one with waw noon at the end, and then there's one with waw alif at the end. They both mean the same thing. It always means you, as in addressing plural, serve, okay? Now, why this is so, I'm not gonna get into it because it doesn't make any difference. You just have to remember that it can be in this manner ta'budun, or it could be in this manner ta'budu. These are both valid ways to define a plural. You serve. Ta'budu. I alif, ain, ba, dal. You're gonna see something interesting here. The alif has a hamza. This is called a hamza at the top, and this hamza makes it I, okay? Because the next one we have alif again, and except for the green part, these are pretty close together. You don't have the hamza, you have something else here. Now what that means is that if you see this thing, this symbol at the top, then that's a command, okay? It's something you have to remember. This is how it works. If there's a hamza, that means it's me. I serve. Okay. And if this is this thing at the top, then it's gonna be a command. Okay. And just to make it a little bit more challenging, I put waw alif at the end, which again is the plural. So this is basically saying serve, and this is a command to plural, as in many people. As in, if I were to say, there's like five different people standing, and I would say, serve God, then I would say, Abudu Allah. Okay, Abudu, as in serve you. I'm commanding you to serve God. Okay, this is what this purple alif means here, command, and then wow alif means plural. Now here we have wow alif ain ba dal. Wow already established is and alif here with the character at the top means it's a command. Abud, okay, serve. There's no waw alif at the beginning, which means that this isn't a command to plural. It's not a command to many. It's a command to one. So it would be and serve. So it was just, if it was just you standing, then I would say wa'abudu, wa'abudu, wa'abud. Okay, not wa'abudu, because then we're getting into this realm. Wa'abud Allah. Okay, and serve. You serve. So just to go back on this, I think this is an important part of the presentation. We have waw noon and waw alif, and they signify plurals. Okay, and a ta at the beginning means that it's a reference to you, as in a plural. Okay, a ya in the beginning means that it's a third person, and alif with an ain at the top means I. It's me who's talking, and alif with this character at the top, and I think it's called lam usul. Anyway, this character at the top means that it's a command to a plural or a singular, depending on what the ending is. Now, finally, we have nasta'in. Now, we already established noon. Noon means we, okay? Noon, sin, ta, ain, ya, noon. This is starting to get complicated here. So don't worry about the rest of it. We're just interested in the beginning and at the end. Ya, noon, it means it's a plural. And noon means we. So we seek assistance. It's a plural, okay? Asta'inu. Alif, sin, ta, ain, ya, noon, waw, alif. Again, this is a command because of the alif at the beginning. And waw alif means is a command to plural. Seek assistance. This is very similar to this one here. Abudu, right? You add the plural waw alif. It's a command to plurals. And then you alif means it's a command. And abud means serve. Here it means seek. It means assistance. Seek assistance. So abudu, astainu. See how close they are? And so in both instances, it's a command to many people, and the command is what the root is signifying. So that pretty much wraps up this lesson. God willing, in the next lesson, we will continue to build up our understanding of how these different letters come in the beginning and at the end to change the meaning of the root, or change the addressing of the root, and also the singular and plural. Um, and we're going to keep on working with chapter 1 of the Quran. Uh, Please do go ahead and revise lesson 1 if you're having trouble with this lesson, and also look at the table again. You need to get the pronunciation down to a point where you know what those letters mean as we go through this exercise. And one last thing that I wanted to comment about is that when you're going through these exercises, don't worry about if you're not getting if you're not understanding how, where the roots are, or how these words are being changed. What we're really looking for is, we're looking for patterns. We're focusing on the beginning and at the end of the word, and we're trying to pick out these patterns, because usually most of these modifications happen at the beginning and at the end. So if you have a modification at the beginning, and this is obviously ya wow meme, which means it's a root, because we know that yom is a root. So this kind of throws off a lot of people, because they start looking at ya and they think it's referring to a third person, when it's actually, in this case, it's just part of the root. Um, so obviously this is not a good example, but usually the way it works is that these modifiers here, like this is a good example. The modifiers here are the modifying what this word means, and at the beginning and at the end. So this way we can get different variations on the same um, meaning. But obviously it takes time to understand a language. It's a completely different way of thinking. Definitely Brother Garen's translation is one that definitely uh, has helped me out a bit, because what he's done is he's gone through the Quran and he's broken down verses into manageable pieces, and he's had them written side by side, so you can kind of see how the Arabic is being rendered into English. And that's a good way to break it down. Um, Obviously, it would have helped if they would have it would have been done for each word individually, but obviously then you wouldn't have 1100 pages in his book. It would be I don't know, 5,000 pages or whatever. So my hope is that with this presentation, I can kind of take you through these individual words and break them down and kind of explain to you what's going on, so that as we proceed forward, we're going to stop using these breakdowns and we're going to start reading the Arabic naturally and bring in two, three words at one time. And then you hopefully can understand and look at the patterns and see what's going on. So that's for it for now. God willing, until the next video, peace be upon you.